We also have a formula to find the sum of a finite arithmetic sequence. Okay, so S means sum, and Sn means we're taking the sum of that many terms. So the formula is n divided by 2 times a1, which is the first term, and an, which is the last term. So let me show you how this works. We want to find the sum of this. Now, clearly, you can plug that into your calculator, but the point of this lesson is to learn how to use the formula. So just humor me and we use the formula. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 terms. So we are finding the 7th partial sum. So we're going to take 7 divided by 2. A1, that's our first term. And then AN, A7, which is 22. Okay. And we will add those, multiply by 7, divide by 2, and get 217. Okay. Now, clearly for this particular problem, I don't know that the formula was any easier than just adding up those 7 numbers. But for a problem like number 6, if I asked you to find the sum of all the numbers 1 to 100, nobody wants to put that in their calculator. That sounds terrible. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the sum. Now, from 1 to 100, there are 100 numbers. So that's going to be n is 100. A1 is 1. And our last term is 100. So we get 101 times 100 divided by 2, which turns out to be 5,050. We can also use this formula to find the sum of numbers 1 to n. So this is asking us for the n, capital N. So there are capital N number of terms. The first term is 1, and the last term is just n. Okay, and obviously we can't do anything with that, but it does give us a formula. So if you wanted to add up the first 1,000 integers, you could do that because you're really bored. All right, we want to find the 120th partial sum of this sequence. Okay, so we are finding the 120th. So we're going to do 120 divided by 2. A1 is 6. And, oh, it didn't tell us what the last term was. We don't know what the, what are we missing? A20? A120, sorry. Okay, so we need to figure that out. So to do that, let's use our other formula that we talked about. The other formula was a formula to give us the nth term. Remember, that was A1 plus n minus 1 times d. So A1 is our first term. And we have to look at this and see what the common difference is. It looks like we're adding 6 each time. And we are interested in the 120th term. So we're going to plug in 120 and see what we get here. I believe that's 720. So now that we know that, we can go plug that into the formula where we needed it. And then we can finish out our sum. So the sum of 120 terms of this sequence is 43,560. Oh, do you guys know what that number is? That's the number of square feet in an acre, just in case you wondered. All right, we'll do the last 2 problems in the last video.